Hello YouTube and welcome to the Credit Boom channel. This is Angel and I come to you guys once a week to discuss everything related to credit education. It is my passion and goal to show and teach everyone how credit works. No schools, no universities have ever taught credit, so I'm sharing that responsibility with you guys, the struggles that I went through with my credit, so you don't have to. Guys, please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and that like button. This helps the channel grow and also helps me to reach out to a greater audience. Now in this video, guys, we're going to discuss how to boost your credit score 200 points. Guys, not too long ago I was at a 504 and today I'm at an 817. And if I can do it, you can do it too. This is the Credit Boom channel, and this channel is all about credit and raising your credit score and finances. Good credit score equals a good life. Bad credit score equals a tough life. Unfortunately, guys, credit dictates your life. Okay, I'm excited. Let's talk about raising your credit score 200 points. I'm going to let you know how I raised 200 points with my credit score. Now, guys, the first thing we need to know is what your credit score is. Guys, you will be surprised how many people come to me and don't even know what their credit score is. If you don't know what your credit score is, how do you know what to do? Or how do you know you're gonna raise it 200 points? So the first thing I'm gonna suggest is, guys, go to creditkarma.com. It's really easy to do, really easy to set up, and find out what your credit score is. Now, Credit Karma does TransUnion and Equifax. If you want to know what your experience score is, go to myfreecreditreport.com. Now, I personally recommend Identity IQ, but I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So now that we have our Credit Karma set up, we have taken the first step to boost our score 200 points. So looking back when I was at a 524, I wanted so bad to be in the 700s. Now, guys, this second step is going to boost your score at least 100 points. And this second step, guys, you know it, is adding positives. Adding positives to your credit report, known as authorized user trade lines. Now, guys, what I did was I personally added 2 credit cards, 2 authorized user trade lines to my credit report. The first one I added was a Citibank card that gave me a $30,000 credit limit and 25 years of age. Now, the second card I added was a Bank of America trade line, $50,000 credit limit, 5 years of age. These are the 2 cards that I personally added to my credit report, and I did this, guys, because they were considered A1 banks, which means that they are the largest banks in America. Now, when adding trade lines, there is different types of trade lines that you can add. You have A1 banks, you have A banks, B banks, and C banks. C being the lowest, which are department store credit cards. When I say least, guys, I mean they probably report to 1 out of the 3 credit bureaus, and the impact is not as much as your A1 banks. So these department store credit cards, Synchrony, these credit cards, the impact is not as much, and most of the time probably report to 1 of the credit bureaus instead of all 3. Now, the A1 banks have a lot greater impact. They report to all 3 consistently and accurately. Now, guys, trade lines can be added in 2 ways. They can either be added by a family member, or they can be added by paying for a trade line to be put on your credit report. There are businesses out there that do this for a living, and the difference between the 2 is that if you get a family member to do it for you, it'll stay on your credit report for as long as you want him to have it there. He's your family member. He's not gonna keep it there for a certain amount of time. Now, paying a business to put trade lines on your credit report usually stay on your credit report for about 45 days. Now, when it does go away, there's pros and cons to this. The pros to it is when you're adding trade lines, you're doing it to get something out of it. Usually if you're trying to buy a car or purchase a home or trying to get something, maybe credit cards, and you really want it, you want to add these trade lines to get your score boost the necessary points, so when you go ahead and apply, the odds of getting approved will be in your favor. Now, when that 45-day mark hits, those credit trade lines, those authorized user trade lines, will be removed from your credit report. The good thing is, again, when I was talking about pros and cons, you get to keep the credit age. which is huge, but you lose the credit limit once the 45 days has passed. Now, this only pertains for those adding trade lines when you pay for it, because they only last 45 days. Because at the end of the day, guys, they're a business and they want to add those trade lines for other people to increase their credit score as well, because again, they're in business of selling trade lines. Now, again, if you have a family member, you don't have to worry about this. So add trade lines, get that score boosted, buy or purchase whatever it is that you want to get before that 45-day window. And then the good news is you keep the credit age, but you lose the credit score. The credit limit, which will decrease your score from about 25 to 50% from what you gained originally when you added them on your credit score, on your credit report, sorry. So now, guys, trade lines usually give around 6 to 7% per year. So if you have a 10-year authorized user trade line that you're going to add in your credit report, a 10-year card usually will give you about 60 points. And you use this as a guide factor. But now, if you have any negatives, don't use that factor, because the more negatives that you have on your credit report, the more harder the trade line needs to work to bring your score up. So if you have a lot of negatives, I wouldn't recommend the trade lines, because the effectiveness of boosting your score won't be as much. So guys, adding positives to our credit report will boost our score 100 points. Now, the remaining 100 points, guys, is just the opposite. We're going to focus on removing the negatives from your credit report. And every negative that we remove, guess what happened, guys? We increase your credit score. So let's talk about those collections that you have on your credit report. Let's talk about those charge-offs that you have on your credit report. Let's talk about bankruptcy. Let's talk about foreclosures. What about those student loans? Guys, these are all negatives on your credit report. For every negative on your credit report, when I mean negative, I'm talking about derogatory information, collection, charge-offs, repossession, bankruptcy, student loan, etc. For any negative on your credit report that you remove, you're talking about 20 to 25 points of credit score increase. So let's say we have 5 negatives in your credit report and we get them removed. Guys, that's 100 points. 5 times 20, 100 points. You know, we remove 5 negative information from your credit report. We just increased our score 100 points. We added positives to our credit score. That's another 100 points. Guys, we've just boosted our credit score 200 points. So in my opinion, we're going to go ahead and remove the negatives first, get our credit score increased that route. Then after we do that, we're going to add positives. And we're going to add that'll increase our credit score even more. And guys, that's how we're going to boost our credit score 200 points. Now we have 2 options to get this done. We either do it ourselves or we pay a professional to do it for you. Guys, I hope this information has helped you in any way. Remember, I want to show you value. I'm throwing all this information out there on credit education. I really want you guys to learn how credit works. I'm throwing all this value for you guys. I want you guys to have the ability to repair your own credit. Now, for those that don't have the time to do that, you can pay me to do it for you if you like, okay? I have a link below. My self-help credit education platform, guys, is coming out October 1st. Those that are interested in wanting to fix their own credit can do so. That credit course will tell you step by step on how to take care of your credit regardless from wherever you're at to where you want to go to. You can have foreclosures, you can have bankruptcies, you can have late payments, you can have collections. I don't care what you got, guys. You get this credit education platform, you can do it yourself, and you will take care of it 100%. Or the other option is to have a professional do it for you. I provide those services. I can help you as well. Guys, I'm offering a free credit evaluation. Please click on the link below. In this evaluation, I'm going to get to know you, ask you your questions, ask you your specific situation, and that's no charge, guys. I offer this for you guys. Remember, you guys are what making this channel grow. If any of you guys have any questions, please comment below. I'll answer your questions. If you'd like to have a 30-minute coaching call with me as well, I have that link below. If you guys are interested in that self-help course coming out October 1st, please don't forget to click on that link and get on the list. Any questions whatsoever that might come to mind, you can call me with the number listed below, or you can email me, whichever you prefer. Guys, I hope I've showed you value in this video. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you next week. Take care.